Hello there, welcome back to Bicycle Network Tasmania's Ride with GPS help videos. I'm Michael Haynes, ready to help you out. Before we jump into all the exciting features offered by Ride with GPS, we're going to take a minute to personalize our accounts and check our privacy settings. It's important we understand what personal information is visible to the public because, of course, Ride with GPS is a tracking app and will therefore know where we are and how we traveled. Beyond these privacy settings, updating your information has a bunch of cool features, from distance traveled, maintenance logbooks, and keeping photos and videos of your rides. Okay, so first we are going to go into our account. We should all be arriving at our dashboard, giving us a full overview of what's going on. But before we jump into all of these features, we are going to click on the grayed out logo on the very top right. This will give us access to our profile and all of our account settings, so we're just going to click on profile. Here we can see our main dashboard for what we've done and what we've achieved through time, from distance traveled to rides logged to hours ridden to calories burnt, etc. For this part of the tutorial, we're going to click on this orange button right in the middle saying Edit Profile, which is going to take us to our account settings screen. Alternatively, you can go up here to our grayed out logo in the top right and click on Settings, and that'll take us to the same place. So we're just going to go through these tabs one at a time, just making sure all of our settings are accurate. Okay, so here we've got our Ride with GPS profile, so this is all kind of basic stuff. Feel free to put in a little bit of about you and your interests. If you choose on your privacy settings to show that as being publicly visible, then people, when they click on your account, will be able to see a little bit about you, but that's up for you. So next, we are going to click on location. So by setting our location, we give Ride with GPS the base information to give us the most accurate information. When we want to explore rides, it'll automatically default to rides that are close to where we live. So let's do this. I live in Hobart in Tasmania. So let's set. So that's given us a generic. Of course, you can put your work address, you can put your home address. It's totally up to you how you want to do that, but we'll just put in Hobart, Tasmania, because that'll give us some pretty accurate information. And set it to the right time zone, so all this was automatically populated, so once we get this up here, then all of this will make itself right. Okay, we click on Save Changes, given a nice little prompt saying that that was successful. Okay, next one on the list is privacy zones. So as we can see from the map down here, a privacy zone makes sure that whatever address we put in our location doesn't exactly display on the map. By doing this, anyone who's viewing your profile won't be able to know where exactly you live. There's more information if you click this hyperlink about how Ride with GPS is managing this. But we want to add one. So let's just put in Hobart here and set. Great. And so we'll call this one Demo. Of course, name this whatever you want. And we can also choose how large we want it to be. So medium's fine. And then create privacy zones. Okay, so it's just giving us a little prompt that it needs to make some corrections, but that looks all good. Okay. Saying that if we upgraded, we would have a few more options, but that's not necessary for us right now, so we'll just click Apply Changes. Cool, so that looks like it's working. It's obviously got some stuff to figure out, but I think we are good. So let's keep moving on. Preferences. Preferences is where we can set up our details. So as we can see, we're in Australia, so we do day, month, year. We want to use metric units, and I don't really want any messages from Ride with GPS in my email account, so I'll uncheck those, but feel free to make those settings whatever you want. Week starts on Monday. We don't have any gear at the moment, and we can choose where we want to land whenever we sign in, so I'm pretty happy with the dashboard. Our privacy down the bottom here is going to be important. So whether we want people, like anyone in the public, to be able to see our account, they will. Our private means that it's completely taken off the databases, and if someone searches, they won't be able to see you. And friends only mean people who you've added as friends will be able to see your profile, but the general public won't. And that kind of idea extends across all of these. So just make sure you set this up to whatever suits you. So we've made some changes up the top, so we'll save our changes. Okay, that's been done successfully. Ride with GPS also has some great features like backup. So all of our information and data that we put on through our rides can get backed up. So if anything happens, we can always recall it. Whereas free users, we can do this once a month. But if we get a subscription, then that gives us a lot more opportunity to do backups. Okay, moving on, connected services. So one of the great things about Ride with GPS is it integrates with popular health apps. So we've got Strava, Relive, Garmin, and Facebook. So depending on what services you use of these, you can connect your Ride with GPS. So if you have a Garmin piece of hardware, which is doing your GPS and managing your ride and distances and stuff, all of that information can automatically sync up with Ride with GPS. So Ride with GPS becomes your hub of all your information and all of your rides. Really, really useful features. If these are apps that you already use, I really implore you to check out and see how they integrate with Ride with GPS. But that's not important for our tutorial right now, so we're going to move on. But feel free to explore this. The Ride with GPS Labs. So this is where they're introducing their beta features. So features that are in the development pipeline, but not necessarily integrated into the full master software. And we get to choose what kind of features we want of these. These are updated regularly. They're not always the same. So maybe your screen looks different to mine. But anyways, we're going to leave all this enabled because I love working with the new technology. With our upgrade, this takes us back to that subscription plans, but we're not going to be doing that. The health is a really interesting page where we can set all of our health and vital statistics, and that'll give us better information spat out at the end once we've completed our rides. It's also got some useful calculators here, so that's just up to you. Some of these screens you are required to click the back button on your browser, so you just got to keep an eye out for that. With the widget, if you have a cycling blog or like to share your information via a website, you can embed this widget into your website. You've got a lot of information that you can put on that, like what kind of units you want to use, and your general styling for HTML and CSS. Of course, that's only for specific users, but handy to know that's there. An access token is like a coupon. So if you've received a coupon or a special deal or something like that, then this is where you'll put it in, but we don't have anything like that, so we're just going to go back. Okay, great. So once we've set all that up, now we click back on the Ride with GPS logo in the top left corner. That'll take us back to our dashboard. And there's one final piece of information which is really useful to input. So if we click on more, we've got the sort of secondary features. So we can upload photos when we're going for our rides. Ride with GPS has some great features, especially on their paid subscriptions, where you can put photos on to your trip and your journey. So then you can help share with your friends or with your riding buddies where you've been riding and where you were seeing. So that's really useful. But what we really want to see right now is this gear section. So we've got the profile, which will take us back to the screen we were at before. But we're going to add some gear. So let's add our bike. So we'll call it the Burly Beast. Let's call it a road bike. That's fun. Serial number, we'll just put in some random numbers. We'll add the make, we'll call it a Kona, and we'll call it the Dr. Dew. That's 2018. It's about 9 kilos. ABU, beautiful present from a good friend, a reliable steed to take me where I need to go. Who can see it? Anyone, it's public, that's fine. So we can exclude it from the profile targets. We can hide it if we're done with it. This is obviously relevant for some other software or hardware, but that's not relevant. So we're just going to click save. So you can see that we've got this now set up. We can take some photos of it. Good for keeping an archive of your bike and where it's at. Great. So we're just going to click back twice. And so now we can see that that bike has been put into our gear. This little 0 meters, what's cool about this is that we can now see how many kilometers or meters, or kilometers hopefully, that we've traveled on each of our bikes. So a lot of us bike diehards have a whole bunch of bikes. This is a really good way of keeping track of where you've been riding and what your bike has been doing. We can add some accessories. So if you've got lights or your bike computer or whatever's going on, you can get that in here. Changing the details as required, but we'll just leave that as GPS unit. So I'm just going to go back because I haven't got any accessories, but of course fill that in as you need to. This is really, really cool feature. As soon as we get a basic or premium plan, we can keep a maintenance log, so we can accurately record when we've been servicing and upgrading our bikes. So then all of that information is kept together. We can see how many kilometers we've traveled. We can see how well it's been maintained. And it really goes to that old adage, what gets measured gets managed. So keeping those bikes in top-notch condition. Okay, awesome. So now that we've got our account set up, we are good to start checking out our Bicycle Network club accounts and all of the features that Ride with GPS has for route finding routes, going on routes, and then also planning routes. Okay, see you in the next video. Bye.